it seemed like hours to me, of trying to persuade her to come outside and look at something. She finally came outside with me to our patio, and I really don't even remember now what I was showing her. Maybe it was a drawing on the sidewalk that I had made, or maybe I wanted her to teach me how to play hopscotch. I really don't recall. But I do recall that she did come outside and gave me her full attention while I talked to her and told her or showed her whatever it was I wanted to show her. And I was so impressed by that, and I always held Anita in just admiration because she was such a nice lady.
I was 2 years old when Elvis was coming to our house here, where we sit here in Waco, Texas. This is the room that was built for Elvis. I can remember Elvis calling me Reddy Kilowatt. It's strange that after 39 years I can still remember that, but there was such an excitement in the air, such an energy level when Elvis would come to the house. That remembrance has never left me. I can almost recreate it to this day. Elvis was fascinated with my fascination with light bulbs and light in general, and hence the name Reddy Kilowatt. He referred to me always as Reddy Kilowatt. It was never Dana, always Reddy Kilowatt.
When Elvis would visit our home, he would always come to the back door because he felt like he was one of the family. One Sunday afternoon, I can remember standing near a window at the back of our house, right behind our back door. My brother Dana and I had a little table there that we used to sit at and color pictures, and we would sit there for hours and draw and color and read. And I was sitting there one day, and I looked up out the window, and there came a huge black limousine or a Cadillac. I'm not sure exactly what it was, just a huge black car pulled up to the side of our house near our back door. And I ran screaming through the house. I just hopped up out of the chair and ran screaming, "Elvis is here! Elvis is here!" And it was true. About 3 or 4 cars pulled up behind him, and a whole group of people came up and visited us for the rest of the day. But I will never forget that. And it was so funny because every Sunday afternoon after that, for several weeks, I would sit by that window and just look out the window to see if a black car pulled up. We never knew who Elvis was going to bring over to our home. Sometime it would be Army buddies with their girlfriends or their wives. It could be his entourage. It could be his family. It could be his cousins, just anyone. It was always a surprise. Daddy was able to get some of these people captured on film. Back then there was no narration to the movies. There was no sound. So years later, Daddy went back and narrated some of the films so that we do know now who some of the people were in the movies. In one shot we've got Elvis visiting with Anita, and at that time he brought another couple with him, a man in an Army uniform and his wife or his girlfriend. And it was funny because Elvis felt self-conscious when Daddy would put the camera on him. Since he didn't have a script with lines that he'd learned to say, he was just being himself. And he would always feel a little self-conscious and maybe make a wisecrack or two, or, you know, get the camera off of me, sort of thing. So Daddy knew this, and to try to make Elvis more comfortable and to make his friends more comfortable, Daddy would put the camera on the other people in the room. And as a result, he actually got more footage of Elvis's friends than he did of Elvis. He didn't want the friends to feel left out, and he didn't want Elvis to feel uncomfortable. So being a true friend, he did what he thought was best. And even though he really wanted more footage of Elvis, he shot pictures of Elvis's friends. So we have a lot of that on our home movies too. And it was good that Daddy did have time to go back in later years and narrate some of this so that we would know a little bit more about what was going on. Gladys, Elvis's mother, when she would come visit with Elvis, would often go with my mother to the grocery store so that they could pick out Elvis's favorite foods. And one of his favorite foods was bacon. And he would eat a whole pound of bacon all by himself, but it couldn't be undercooked. It had to be burnt. And so that's the way Gladys showed my mother how to cook this bacon for Elvis. And that's the way Mother would serve it to him. And no one else would eat it. When Elvis's entourage was there, they had to have steaks and more exotic, expensive foods, but Elvis was very basic. He liked country cooking, cornbread, greens, beans, and bacon, he was happy. And of course, peanut butter and banana sandwiches, he loved those. Daddy called my Uncle Louie and asked him if he could bring Elvis over, if Louie could get the family together.